switched, swapped, and centered. Episode 3, Blackout.
See that speck there? Then what are you doing standing? Clean it. Is it just me? April thought. Or is Mrs. Matilda even meaner than usual?
By the time April had finished mopping, she was feeling very tired, and, not to mention, very dizzy. She hadn't eaten in a few days, and it seemed that her body couldn't handle any more strain. "Ma'am, my salary?" she asked, hoping that her body would cooperate for some more time. "Salary?" Mrs. Matilda asked, a hint of glee in her voice. "But you haven't even finished the work." April was dumbfounded. "What? But You still have to cook," Mrs. Matilda said. April's eyes widened. "But I didn't cook Mrs. Matilda interrupted her. "It doesn't matter about before. You are to cook lunch every day, starting now." Powerless, April followed Mrs. Matilda to the kitchen. "You have to cook mashed potatoes, gravy, and an omelet," Mrs. Matilda said with the air of a king sentencing a slave to death. "I'll be right here supervising you, and making sure you don't eat anything from our pantry." She thrust a heavy cookbook at April and spat. "Stop staring and start cooking." April stayed quiet and opened the cookbook, trying to ignore how blurry her vision was. Fetching all the ingredients, she started working. The funny thing was that April was asked to cook things she hadn't even tasted in her life, and she couldn't eat it. "Hurry up, girl," the old woman snapped. "I'm very hungry." "If I could stay hungry for a week, then you can stay hungry for a few hours," April thought savagely. Suddenly, she felt lightheaded and reached out to hold something steady. Unfortunately, the steady thing was the pot of gravy, which came crashing down, spilling its contents all over the floor. "What have you done, girl?" Mrs. Matilda screeched. "You wasted a whole lot of ingredients." Mrs. Matilda did not bother with the fact that the hot gravy had fallen on April's feet, or that April was now lying on the floor with her hands pressing her head. Mrs. Matilda's eyes flashed dangerously. "Get out of my house! I don't want to see you ever again. First we give you a job and don't fire you for your incompetence, and then you spill my lunch on the floor. Out! Out!" April stood up swaying and tried to walk a few steps, but her feet hurt, and she collapsed on the floor. Mrs. Matilda grabbed a ladle. "Get out of my house, girl, or I won't hesitate to use this," she threatened. April stumbled out into the hall. Her vision was so blurred that she knocked over a few showpieces, sending them smashing to the floor. The cold air slammed into her face as she escaped the suffocating house. April managed to walk towards a heap of snow and slumped against it. It was snowing heavily now, and she felt horribly cold and numb. Her feet were bruised and her head was spinning fast. April forced herself up and limped away, keen to put as much distance from herself and Mrs. Matilda. The streets were empty, and the sun was rapidly descending. It was around midnight that April finally stopped walking and fell down. Her breathing was fast and strained. The clock chimed, indicating the start of the next day, Christmas. April was finally 17, but it didn't seem like her birthday at all. Who expects a birthday girl to be lying in the snow with bruised feet and tears in her eyes, waiting to get camouflaged by the snow? April opened her mouth and said in a weak voice, "I wish that when I open my eyes, I won't be here anymore." And those were her last words before the world went black.